All righty, you guys. Welcome. Super excited for everybody who is tuning in with us today. Guys, just sitting here in a moment of, gratitude. I'm super thankful that I've been able to actually bring this podcast to life. Literally all started this year, this January, where really all I wanted to do was create a platform to support women, right? In Sacramento, the city that I'm from in California, there's not a lot of entrepreneurs, and if there are, they don't really support one another like they should. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a space for us, right? For women to be able to, showcase their journeys no matter what stage that they're in, right? And so I'm really just sitting here in a moment of gratitude where we actually just get to, hear from so many different women. I know there's so many women who are going to be able to provide value in so many different topics. I'm going to be able to, touch on, things that I do, right, as well, which I'm super excited about. For those of you who do not personally know me, if you don't follow me on social media or anything like that, guys, I'm an empowerment coach, right? I empower people to do the things that they're destined to do. And so I do that by helping them create additional capital in different markets, the foreign exchange market, the cryptocurrency market, the e-commerce market, binary and options, just things of that nature, different financial markets. And so I personally have been doing that for the past 3 years now. Guys, it's been completely life-changing. Definitely not the same individual that I was 3 years ago, right? And I have just been on so many different journeys that I'm going to take you guys in over the course, as we have these different conversations with the different women that will be on board with us, right? But I definitely wanted to make it be known of, what I do full time, how I help individuals. This past June 3rd to be exact, I actually launched my all women's investment group, right? Where I wanted to just really tap into my women, help them create those multiple streams of income, help them create that additional capital, whether, they just needed extra money or if they needed that money to actually fund their business. Right. And so these are just some of the things that I'm personally passionate about. When you come into this realm, right, it really becomes life-changing. And when it becomes so life-changing, you feel the need to share it with other people. Right. And so that's what I've personally done these past 3 years. I have shared this information with hundreds of individuals because I know the impact that and the change that it's done for me. And so I want other individuals to experience that same exact thing, right? So the young lady that's actually going to be joining us today, she is a friend of mine. We've actually have been friends since high school, right? The thing that's going to come out of my mouth, I can't even believe I'm actually going to say this to y'all. We're literally the only ones in the world that know. I knew that me and her were going to be friends probably forever when we were freshmen in high school. And y'all, it was one day after school, I'm over there, swinging my backpack around for, I don't know, whatever reason, right? And I hit her in the face, right? I hit her in the face with this big ass backpack. And she starts crying. And I'm like, oh no, like what just happened? And so at that moment, I was like, dang, I felt super bad. So I was like, all right, just go ahead and slap me, right? Guys, I gave her permission to slap me since I just hit her across the cheek with this big old backpack, right? So then she slaps me. Now I'm crying. We're both crying. And at that moment, I was like, yeah, we're probably going to be friends forever, right? And so the young lady I'm going to bring on is Miss Natalli. Natalli, are you there?
Hey.
Hey, girl. Girl.
That story cracks me up every time.
I mean, really?
That is the funniest thing.
Honestly, it is the funniest thing ever. And number two, really just it's literally still in my mind. Like it was like as if
It is
yesterday.
for real.
We were at Cordova High. We're on that hill, and why was I even swinging this backpack around? Like, how childish!
I don't even know. I remember it was the first day we had got our books for school.
Okay, that's pretty tragic. Oh my
I'm
God.
so weak.
Yo, yeah, at that moment, I was like, yeah, we probably gonna be friends, because I mean,
Right? That's a forever thing. You're not gonna smack me with a backpack and run off.
like, yeah. But guys, I wanted to bring Natalli on because I feel like Natalli is the perfect depiction of most people. Right. And so let me just tell you a little bit about Nat. Right. So like I said, guys, I've been on this journey for like the past 3 years or so. And so obviously, when you come across such life-changing information, you're going to want to share with the individuals who are closest to you, right? Your friends, your network, right? So Natalli was a part of the first group of individuals that I shared this information with about 3 years ago, right? Y'all, when I tell you, like, if there was a picture next to the word skeptic, her face would be there. Like, she was, she wasn't having it at all, basically. And I'm gonna let her definitely go in on that. But y'all, like, she was like completely like out. Like, I can't even put it into words how she was just like, please get out my face with whatever you're talking about. Like,
straight.
And so, Nat, I definitely appreciate you for hopping on here because I feel like you're the perfect person to give insight on both sides, right? Cat's out of the bag. She actually does trade. But I definitely wanted her to take us through that journey from somebody who was like completely on one side of the spectrum to now somebody who is on a complete other side of the spectrum. So Nat, first and foremost, just tell us a little bit about who you are. Who's Natalli?
So, Natalli Jackson. I'm married. I'm a mom. I'm a musician, and I'm a Forex trader. Like, those are my titles, I was born in Jacksonville, Arkansas, moved around for most of my life, and I ended up in California. And then it's history from there. Me and Natisha crossed paths, and here I am as a Forex trader. You know what I mean?
Now, take us back 3 years ago. How was your mindset? Let's set the stage.
Man, 3 years ago, I was about 4 years into my military career, tired of that shit, done with that. And I was getting to a point where I was like, I need to figure out what's for me. You know what I'm saying? And that was where that me chasing that mindset began. That's where it began. But that's when you crossed my path with Forex. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I've done my research on Forex. It's BS, and I don't ever want this in my inbox again. Oh, I got to come to an informational meeting now? Yeah, I'm not going to make it. I'm busy.
Oh,
sorry. And so that went on for like,
this is so real. Side note.
It went on for a solid 3 years. It went on for a solid 3 years, that BS, right? And so, man, after that, after I left the military and I really started questioning who I am in this world, what my place is and what it is that what am I here for? What is that little voice in the back of my head calling? You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the third time I talked to you about Forex. And even then, at that moment, I was like, I'm not really sure. And so that time I came to your house and I finally sat down and you did the informational meeting with all the people you had invited. That's when I really was like, okay, like, I'll look into this. I'm going to go ahead and sign up and do this thing and put my best foot forward on it. And listen, life-changing. It's so funny because even that point wasn't the breaking point for me. It was when I was flat broke out of the military. My mortgage was due and I was like, oh shit, I don't got no money and I don't have no income at this very moment. And so I was like, okay, what am I going to do? So that's when I called you like, girl, what is that Forex stuff you be talking about? Like, I don't even care if it's a scam. I'm trying to scam some people right now.
So Forex was like the last straw because I remember.
Last straw.
So you actually did sign up twice. So you signed up in December, and you wasn't really ready for it. Like,
not at all.
I don't even know if you watched any videos at that point. Like, I don't even know. But then
I hadn't even touched Go Live at that point.
It's been like a few months later. I hit you up. Guys, if I do have any business owners, tuned in, the fortune is in the follow-up. Like, I did not give up on Natalli at all. One, we are
3
friends.
years.
We are friends. And so I would randomly hit her up, right? Like, if, I have a special going on, if I have a promo going on, like, hey girl, just being in her ear, right? And then finally, when I called her, she bit. She was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. Yep. And she came to my house literally the day after, and things were different. Like, you started to move forward. You actually started to put in some action behind the words that you were saying. Because one thing that I think a lot of people will do is they'll say, oh, I want to be financially free. But what does that mean? Mm-hmm. What does that mean? And it's something different for every single individual. And until you find out what that exact number is for you, you're going to be chasing financial freedom. So tell us, what does financial freedom mean for you?
Well, for me, the finances are kind of just a byproduct of my freedom. You know what I'm saying? The finances come when I put action towards the things that I say that I want, whether it's financial freedom, whether you're just chasing a dream, it's action behind your ambition. You know what I'm saying? And it's movement. None of your dreams are gonna mean a thing if you don't get up and move. Potential ain't nothing until it gets up and washes its ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the bare minimum. Mm-hmm. You got to get up and do something. And then it's consistency. And that's where the freedom is for me. Mm-hmm. Being able to move myself. I don't have to wait on somebody to call me and say, hey, you got to do A, B, and C to get to this next point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think through the process myself, and I accept the process for what it is. And I open myself up to the process. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people aren't ready for that because it's not just learning something. It's not just the action. It's how it changes you as a person, how it changes you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. You know what I'm saying? Because like we were talking about before, you do one thing, how you do everything else. It's all the same. And when your mind starts to shift, when you're trying to chase after the things that you want, it's going to be the same throughout everything that you do, from working out to your family, marriage, to whatever goal it is, whatever it is you're balancing in life. Your mindset is going to be the stage for how all of that plays out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, people always hear us, us Forex people, oh, it's so much deeper than Forex. It's so much deeper than Forex, but it really truly is, because you change so much as a person. It ain't about nothing to do with the dollars that you touch. Like, you are a completely different person from 3 months ago, 3 years ago, freaking 10 days ago. Like, you're always changing, you're always progressing, you're always moving forward. And that has nothing to do with the dollar though, because it's all here. Like, it's all in your mindset. Like, when we had to have that conversation about consistency, it's like when I have areas when I have moments in my business where I'm feeling stagnant, or I feel like I'm not growing, I have to really sit down and evaluate all areas in my life. And if I sit down and do that evaluation, I'll find, oh, I'm not working out. Oh, I haven't been eating right. Oh, I haven't been, consistently calling individuals. I haven't been posting content. You'll find that everything is linked together. Like, I'm able to put my best foot forward in my business when there's consistency with everything. When I have my morning routine,
everything.
when I'm disciplined with working out, like everything ties in together.
Yes. It really does. It really does. And you find that when things are going bad, you don't have anybody to blame except yourself. Even with the outside circumstances, life is 90% outside circumstances and 10% how you react to those outside circumstances.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're trying to be consistent and you feel like you got blockages and this, that, and the other, it works to reevaluate yourself and see what it is that's going on in your immediate control that you can change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you get people on here who are like, Forex is a scam, you're not gonna make no money, they don't teach you nothing. No, you're not chasing after the tools that are given to you. And you don't have to sell the product if you don't want to, but you can't blame anybody else if you're not at least using the product yourself.
That's good. That's good because there's no, you know what it is? You know, there are some individuals that, you know, I think we have moved into like a popcorn society where individuals think that just because they might pay for something that now $1 million is going to now be deposited into their bank account because they made a username and password. Like, it's not exactly how it works, right? There's actually a lot of hard work. There's a lot of time that you have to put forth into actually learning the skill set. And the issue is that people want easy, right? Like we are like super transparent. That's one thing I'm always very grateful for our mentorship, is because we don't sugarcoat anything. Like, you are going to have to learn this. Like, it's as simple as that. But at the end of the day, I want you to take us through, you've been doing this for about like 3-4 months now. Take us through your first week, your first month. Like, what did that look like for you? Let's start.
So I feel like
because there's some things that I want to mention in the first week, because you definitely was one.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you jump in, you're super excited. Oh, I'm doing Forex now. And then you get into when you really have to start learning it and you're just like, oh, I have to work. Like, I have to actually do work. What? And then for a split second, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing any of this. But then I was just like, you know what? No, this is where, okay, so look, I Peloton, right? Faithfully. And my favorite Peloton instructor is Jess King. And she has this saying during her rides where there's a shit shift, where you're like, I'm really going to put myself through this. I'm really going to do this. But when you're doing it, as you're in the process in the beginning, you hit that wall where you're just like, damn, that's hella hard, not doing that. And then you're just like, you know what? No, I can do this little by little. And little by little, you start that your mindset starts to change, and you're able to get yourself through this shit. And that's the shit shift. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people start new challenges and they get to that point where there has to be a shit shift, and they just don't break through that barrier in themselves. It's nobody else but them, because that's all. That shit is always going to be hard. Yeah. But it's going to be up to you to change your mindset and become stronger. That's what that first week was for me. It was just like, okay, like I'm really going to do this. I'm really going to get through all this information. I'm going to learn how to use the fibs. Like, I'm going to do this. And after that, man, and after that first week,
she was still skeptical. She was skeptical. She had her membership and everything, still skeptical. I mean, I just remember responding to some of your messages, like, just trust the process. Just trust the process. Like,
I was like, okay, girl.
I remember when, so basically, guys, you know, oh my God, this is hilarious. Okay. I will never forget when and, you know, everybody gets a demo account. So guys, just so you know, if you do Forex, like, you do not automatically, you know, just start, you know, playing around with your money. We help you with monopoly money. So Natalie's practicing, and, you know, a trade gets hit. She makes $2, and she texts my phone, and she sends me a screenshot, and she was like, what is this? She was like, so, I mean, is this the type of profit that I'm looking at? Like, $2? Like,
where's my money?
Like, she was going in.
I was
It was
pissed.
like, I don't know. No, I sent you, I know. I was about to say I called you, but no, I actually vividly remember sending you a super long message because I was actually in SoCal.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and explain to this girl, guys.
Right. Let me get this girl all the way together.
Like, oh my God. But it was just, now it's funny. But in the process, I'm like, okay, this girl is gonna be a piece of work. I mean, gee. So like, okay, so basically that's what you were saying. So you had to kind of just get through that shit shift.
Yes.
I think that is so good, and I've never heard that. I'm gonna have to look her up and see if she has that mantra.
Listen, she gonna get you right on that Peloton.
Because I think that is exactly where a lot of people get. I think a lot of people get there, and really with everything. Matter of fact,
Yes.
I'm doing these home workouts at home, and it's a little program. You know, somebody's doing them, got the voice or whatever. And I was doing flutter kicks, and you got to do them for 45 seconds. And I'm like,
Oof.
man, when I could do like 30, and then I'd be stopping, but they still got like 10 seconds to go. And so today, on my second set, I was like, no, you can do this. You can do this. I'm over here talking to myself, and I got through the whole 45 seconds. I was so proud of myself.
See?
But I was like, that's that point.
And that's where the transformation happens. Yes.
It hurts like hell. Like my legs.
Hell.
But
yes. And that's
through it.
Mm-hmm.
Girl,
And that's that shift.
Through it.
That's that shift, and that's in every process, and it happens multiple times when you reach new levels in your goals, when you reach new levels in your career, in whatever it is you're doing. There's always going to be a shit shift when you're ready to grow, and it hurts every time. And what did I say yesterday? It's like shedding new skin. Yes. There's nothing fun about ripping off layers. There's nothing fun about growing out of things. Like I said, people want to hold on to that snug little hoodie so bad, man. People want to hold on to them snug ass jeans because they look good on them, but they don't serve you anymore, and you're growing out of them. Let them go. Let that old mind frame go. Let those old actions, let those old habits, let that go. It doesn't serve you anymore. And it's that, I mean,
serve you.
It's that simple, but
also that
just
hard. It's one of those things where I really don't know. I really don't know where it comes from. I guess it just comes from being conditioned so long from society, from our parents, where we're all taught to think, a certain way. And so anytime that somebody comes into your life and is now introducing you to something new, it's going to seem terrifying. It's going to seem odd. It's going to seem like, oh no, what's going on? But at the end of the day, you really just have to start learning how to think for yourself. And I think that's actually where the issue lies as well, is because I feel like a lot of individuals don't even know how to do that. So like,
tell me about it.
Because about 80% of the day you're being told what to do. And so, the other 15, 20%, you're still probably being told what to do, just not in a work setting. And so I think that's definitely something that people need to learn, is just, thinking for themselves. So you took us through the first week. How was the first, take us through like the first month, and take us through the first month.
So the first month was just me. I finally was like, okay, after I signed up and I was like, all right, I'm gonna really do this. No matter how skeptical I am, I'm gonna just go ahead and take these steps. It just got easier. Like the consistency got easier. The information obviously compounded, and it was like more and more every day, but it got easier for me to be consistent with myself and put myself through that. Like put myself through those rigorous courses and grow myself. I started getting addicted to that feeling where I was like, okay, I'm getting better. Like, what you mean? Like, y'all can't tell me nothing. Like, and after I got through Manny Q's course the first time, I was like, all right, okay, now I know that now I understand what the process is with this. I have to go through it a second time because there's things that I missed in the first go round. So I went through it a second time and took detailed notes. But even just beside the class, like my mindset was just like, okay, I'm just trying to grow now. And that's what the first month, like 2 months was for me. It was just growth. Get used to the consistency, get used to doing this for yourself, get used to doing it by yourself, not having to have somebody tell you to get up and move. You know what I'm saying? And that's for me. And I think this is for anybody who has been in a institutionalized situation, coming out of the military. All they want you to do is listen to what they tell you to do.
Right.
Just do as I tell you. Don't think about it. Just do what I tell you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you move when I tell you to move.
Right.
And I've done that. I did that for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm coming into this situation and being an entrepreneur fresh out of the military.
Jesus.
What? Are you I'm terrified. Like, and I have to do it myself.
Yeah.
But I just jumped. I'm like, I don't have anything to lose. I can't pay my mortgage, so I might as well just go ahead and try something new.
Man, I think I think you touched on something that was very important as well. You said you went through this boot camp not once, but twice. And a lot of people barely go through it once. So I mean, the fact that you actually, went through it twice is, I guess it just tells me that you actually want it. Like, you're actually hungry for it.
Exactly.
Like, the actions are coinciding with the words that you speak to me. Because, see, I have conversations with so many people. And this is why it's so important to, one, be in touch with your why. But a lot of people, I don't really think that they know what their why is. They'll tell me a why, right? Oh, I'm doing this for my kids. I'm trying to quit my job. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. But then it's taking you 95 days to get through the academy and watch 20 videos. So maybe that's not your why. Maybe that really isn't your why, because your why is going to drive you to do the work. Your why is going to make it okay that you're staying up a couple hours later, right? Because you want to get through the information, because you want to grow, because you want to see more, because you want to see your bank account increase. But people be playing. People be playing with it.
Playing with their time.
Girl,
playing with their time. And that point right there is sensitive to me, because it puts in perspective what the work means to you. And I'm like, I'm doing Forex so that I can fund my music career. And so that I can take care of my family, in the grand scheme of things. Giving up on that is ridiculous to me at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And with Forex driving that, I have to get up. I have to put forth the effort to learn these things, because if I don't, I'm not going to have a music career. My family is not going to be well off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be in the same place that I keep trying to get out of. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be calling people, trying to find people who agree with me and are on the same page as me. And I'm going to be looking for more misery, because I don't want to be there alone. You know what I mean?
Misery loves company.
Man, and you look for it. Miserable people look for misery. Like, we see it on social media all day long. Literally. People are posting shit and looking for people to agree with that sad stuff.
That's good.
And when you finally say, you know what, I'm not going to do that no more, and you practice that consistency and you practice building yourself up, all that becomes all the riffraff, all the noise, because that's all it is, even in yourself, starts to quiet down, and you can see things for what they are. And that tunnel vision, I'm trying to tell you, is so real. It's so real. But I think that people, they get lost in themselves, and it's about knowing yourself. And even if you don't know yourself in the beginning, start the journey understanding that, okay, I'll be able to find myself in this if I allow it. I have to allow it. Yes. I have to open myself up to these new challenges, and I'm going to figure out who I am. I mean, pressure makes diamonds or bust pipes. You know what I'm saying? And
facts.
And that's just how it is. That's just how it is.
Literally facts. And, like that saying goes, elevation requires separation. And I think a lot of the times, most of us, not everybody, but most of us do like company. Most of us feel like we need to be accepted. We need to be in these little groups. We need friends. We got to do all of this and do all of that. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just need to take that time by yourself and grow. Take that time and, like you said, really get to know yourself. You know, we had spoke the other day, and you know, you said, you know, I'm starting to lose friends. You know, I ain't, you know, the conversations aren't as long. I can't be tuned in, you know, to the same things. Can you talk a little bit about just the importance of having like the right community around you? Because I'm like, every time you talk, it's like a vibe. Like, I mean, I love
Man,
for hours. And
for real.
we can be on the phone for hours, but like the old Nat, like you already, we wasn't talking for hours because like, but
because you were in another place. You know
like,
what I'm saying?
yes.
You were elevated already.
Right.
And even when I first started talking to you in that situation, I was intimidated. I wasn't there. I was at a place that was like, no, like, what sad shit are we going to talk about today? You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, how can I talk about putting some money in my pocket? And I wasn't used to that. And I remember we were on one of the Gold Lives for one of the Run to Play Nation meetings, and somebody, I think it was Brittany, she said that, what did she say? She said something along the lines of, if you're uncomfortable in a place, you're exactly where you need to fucking be.
Yes.
You're exactly where you need to be, because that is a place you need to grow into. If you're uncomfortable around money, you're exactly where you need to be. If you're uncomfortable in the company that you keep, if it's not negative,
right,
you're exactly where you need to be. And when I first started, when I first got serious about this and being around you, I was like, yo, like,
really,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
You know what? Now thinking back on it, it did seem like, okay. I mean, I guess it was just kind of like, because we're friends, but it was like when you first started, it really kind of was like that mentor mentee type thing.
Yes.
Kind of like an outer body, like, okay, she the one helping me type thing. But now it's like, okay, I have seen the growth. Like, oh my God.
Yes, and you respect it. So much respect. I'm just like, how dare I walk up in there and slouch up in her chairs like that? How dare I not grab a snack and a water bottle and write down this information?
I am so weak. No, honestly, like, this is really why I do what I do, because one, like, when you could see somebody in their most broken state, like just down and out, like they done gave up on almost all of life, and then you just now see them impacting other people, changing the trajectory of their family, like really putting money in their pocket, and it's like, dang, what if I never would have met you? What if
3 years? 3 years. Had you given up on me? Girl, I'll be working at somebody's coffee shop. Like, did you want a venti or what?
Because,
like,
you know, there's a lot of business owners out there in any different industry. And, you know, I've been doing this for so long. And one thing is, you don't want to get tied to the emotion. Like, you don't want to get your emotions involved. Like, you don't want to be sad every time somebody tells you no. One, no just means not right now. But you really don't want to digest that. Like, you just got to keep going and you know, be consistent with your follow-up list. Be consistent with the individuals that are on that list, because at the end of the day, the people on that list need you, and they need what you have to offer. I always think about that, because I'm like, dang, bro. And, you know, especially with my anxiety too, because sometimes I'll be like, dang, I'm not even going to call people today. Like, I'm going to just, you know, we just not going to.
Girl.
Like, you know, if I just would have, you know, not called you, or you would have not answered, it's like, dang, how would things be different? Because like, you are literally the poster child of, like, you went through the entire process and you won. And it's like, that's how I know when people, like, you know, have negative things to say. I'm like, it's you. it's not the process, it's you.
It
Because
really is.
you're literally a baby of the process. Less than 90 days, understood how to trade, less than 90 days, putting money in your bank account, like really just completely changing your whole mindset. And I'm just in awe every time I even think about it, because I'm like, dang, bro, Natalli really thought this was a scam. Like,
Yes. And I could have been in such a worse off position, not even just financially, but mentally. Like, I was going downhill. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
even just like I said, talking to positive people at the time was just like, y'all don't know reality. Y'all don't know nothing about nothing. Like, and I wasn't trying to hear it. But once I really started like changing my perspective and letting Forex, letting the whole organization in, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, okay, like I see what manifestation means. I'm able with Forex to now work from home and do music full time. Like, I'm manifesting the life in space for my, like, that I want. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I'm doing it with a mindset, not, and the mindset is drawing the tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it is. Like, it's all a vibe. Vibrations are so real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, they are.
You get back what you put out there. It's a give and take relationship with everything around you, with your business, with whatever goals you have. You have to put yourself fully in it if you're going to get anything in return. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
And that's what it means.
Now,
even if it means, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You.
Even if it's a financial give, you know what I'm saying? People talk about how much joining an MLM is, and I'm just like, do you understand that any other teacher is going to cost you, if not the same, more than what this costs? Do you understand that?
Right. Literally. Yeah. You know what it is? People just, you know what it is it's they don't value their dreams. They don't value their goals. Because if you think about it, the price that people pay, this is underpriced. Like,
honey, and people talk about a price financially. Think about your life. Like, what are you willing to give up to chase your dreams?
Yeah.
What are you willing to give up to not chase your dreams? What amount of freedom are you willing to lose to not do what you need to do for yourself?
Yeah.
And that's how I had to think of it. How much of my freedom what kind of 9-to-5 job do I want to work for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
So I don't have to do music. So I don't have to make money another way. You know what I'm saying? What do I want to give up for my freedom?
Now, you were somebody who went all in, and now not everybody is going to be as blessed to be you and your situation. You know, you do have your husband, but you actually made the decision. You were looking for a job, or you had a job. No, you had a job, and you were like, Tish,
I was delivering cannabis.
You were like, Tish, I'm about to just go all in with this. I'm gonna just quit my job and I'm gonna just make this work. Now, we definitely don't recommend that to everybody if you don't have the support system behind you to be able to do such a thing. However, Natalli,
please don't.
However, Natalli did have that. She was put in that position to be able to go all in. And you were like, I'm gonna do this full time. I'm gonna be a full-time trader. Like, I was like, let's do it. And just let us in on a typical day for you, like now.
So for a typical day for me, I get up and I bought an iPad just so I could trade, because I was like, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it. You know what I mean?
All in. I'm telling you, all in.
Man, I wake up, I cook breakfast for the family, clean up the house, and then I pop open that iPad. I look for any available trades, anything to jump in. If I see something, boom, I jump in it and I close that thing. I set on my stop losses, I set my take profit, and we're good to go 90% of the time. You know what I'm saying? So that's my day. Then I go work out, and then I work on music. Like,
yeah, wow,
that's it. Like, that's
beautiful.
how. Girl.
Beautiful. Like, because that's exactly what you want to be doing, though. Like, you want to focus on music. Like, you want to focus on your family, and that's exactly what you've been able to do. That's so crazy. Because
Yes. And it's that simple.
3-4 months ago, you were just like, man, I just really want to work on my music. I just really want to work on my music. And it's like, that was what was driving you. And you saw the vision, you saw the vehicle of how learning this skill could take you to your desired destination, which is working on your music. And so just to see you take advantage of it, it's like, dang, that's really crazy, because I mean, you just were just so lost like 90 days ago.
Man, and it's so funny because all I was doing was screaming my dreams. And then I was just like, okay, I think the change happened when I was like, how am I going to do it? You know what I'm saying? And then the next step was actually, when are you going to start? When are you going to put foot to pavement? You know what I'm saying? And that's when I was just like, you know what? I'm going to jump. I'm going to just go ahead and jump all in. Because if I don't, it ain't going to happen. Like,
Now,
it ain't going to happen.
now, we've made it pretty clear that Natalli was a skeptic. So there are a lot of people like you in the world, a lot of people. Now, take me through the process. If somebody is listening to this and they're like, okay, she sounds real skeptical, like, but now she kind of all in, like, what process did you take mindset wise to even become a little bit open-minded? What was that process of like, dang, okay, I'm gonna even give this a chance? Because I mean, you were very closed-minded, and then you began to open up a little bit, but that was something that only you could do. So what happened for you? Was it just the fact that you needed your mortgage paid and there was no other option, or was it some type of process?
I think it was the mortgage that kind of lit the fire under me. But the process started when you first approached me with it. And then with Forex had always just been in my head. And I was just like, that just seems like it's way too easy. Like, there has to be some catch. There has to be, it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? There has to be something. And when I started learning it, I was just like, oh, it's not a scam. It's very real. It's very doable. It's very possible. You know what I'm saying? And I think that the process in itself was just, what are you afraid of? And while you're afraid, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? You're not making any money. You're not doing anything. Yeah. So you're just sitting here scared.
It's like what we said, and I think this is a people thing, but I think it's definitely more in our community, for sure, where we just have to get over the fact that things can be simple. Like,
yes,
we do not have to suffer. Like I said this on the last episode, like, guys, you do not have to suffer. Like, it is okay to make things easier for the generation after you. Like, there are communities that teach their children this information probably at the age of 5. Like,
I think
that could be our story too. We don't have to be suffering. We don't have to make things so complicated. It can indeed be that easy. You can wake up in the morning, place a few trades, and then go live your life doing the things
straight up.
You can
straight up. You can go do it.
You don't have to be a unicorn to participate in it. Like, these are normal, regular people. And
I think,
go ahead.
I think people's relationship with money is, especially African American people's relationship with money is, it's sad, because people think of money and think evil because of what people do with it. And you think that the more you have, the less good you are, or you've always had that relationship with money where it comes and it goes, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know how to make it stay.
Oh, you cutting out a little bit.
Or this is one of those tools where it's made to lose. People don't think of money. People don't think of money as a tool. They think of it as a number. You know what I'm saying? As, oh, I have to have this much, or I'm going to lose this much. Think of it as, if I just use this for my dreams, or if I use this for what it's for, then making it is easy. because I know what I'm using it for. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the one thing that I had to wrestle with. That was part of my process, where it's just like, it's okay for me to live a comfortable life. It's okay for me not to have to work a 9 to 5. It's okay for me not to do more work than it takes to, like, keep it simple. If it works, you know what I'm saying? If Forex works and it's simple for you, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. You know what I'm saying? If it provides for your family, if it helps you follow your dreams, do it. There's just no scam to it. There's just not. And that's just how I feel about it.
So that's that on that. No. There's a book that really actually changed my perspective on money as well. And it's The Science of Getting Rich. And in that book, he says something around the lines of where it's almost a sin to be poor. Like, for you to live your best life, the only way for you to do that is to get rich. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, no evil in that. Like, you can get rich and give your money away. You can get rich and help the homeless.
Yeah.
You can get rich and help whatever group of people that you want to help. But how you're going to live your best life, how you're going to live the most fulfilling life, is to get rich. And so if you're not trying to get rich, you're really not trying to live. And that, I think it was the month of what's the month before October? September. All of September, I read the book. I listened to that audio all of September, every single day. And really just ingraining that in my mind that you deserve to be rich. Every single person deserves to be rich, and you should be grinding for your riches. Like, and it's not a sin to live a luxurious life. Like, we need to normalize being rich, especially people in our community. Like, that is what it is. Like, we need to normalize.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I feel like it's so important to address the fear of making money and losing money, and that this is just one of those things where it's like, yes, like, you might lose here and there trading, but for the most part, all you're doing is multiplying what you have. And I feel like people there's no reason to be afraid to do it. There's no reason to be afraid to at least try it, so you know for yourself that, hey, if this isn't for me, I know it's not a scam. And if I want to dabble in it later, I know that this tool is there. You know what I'm saying? And people are just afraid. But I'm like, just let that fear drive you. Do your thing.
Yeah. Or, like we were talking about the other way, do it scared. Like, you did it skeptical.
Straight up.
Like,
straight up.
Do it scared. Do it skeptical. You gotta, I guess it just comes down to also the people the community that you're connecting with. Cause obviously you trusted me. Thank God, because
hell yeah. You were a good one, because I was just like, okay, wait, sis, wait. I gotta pay for what?
Yeah, it definitely comes down to the individuals that you connect yourself to, because at the end of the day, you just gotta do it. And I was actually talking to a young lady the day before yesterday, and she was like, I'm just not trying to lose no money. I'm like, can you lose some money? Yes. But you're learning the skill. Like, you're learning what to do with your money. So it's like, become a master of the skill, and you ain't got to worry about losing money. Like,
and it's just that it ties back.
People aren't trying to master the skill. That's
girl.
Like, you just trying to come in and have the $1 million deposited into your account. That's what you're trying to do.
Girl, and they want all the return with no give. And I'm just like, that's just not how that shit works. In anything you do, it just doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that in relationships. It don't work like that in money. It don't work like that in anything you do. So you can't go into it thinking, and this is for the people that are in it and are just like, oh yeah, this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. If you thought you were gonna get $1 million after you watch one Manny go live, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you have to continue. Like, what?
Oh my God, I'm weak. No,
it's just funny to me. I'm at this point, I'm like, I just gotta laugh.
Yeah, Okay, so that brings me, okay, so what is a piece of advice that you would tell somebody who has made a username and password, but they ain't done too much else, and they expecting, what's some advice that you would give to them?
Log in. Watch it go live. You know what I'm saying? Just it's 7 videos. It's 7 videos of a boot camp. Okay. And that's the bare minimum. And I mean, you can learn so much with that. And it's 7 hours, maybe a little bit more worth of a boot camp. That's not even a full day's worth of work at a 9 to 5. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm like, there's so much information. There's so many gems there, and not just financial, but your mindset. Why do you want to miss out on that? It's 7 hours. It's 7 hours.
Man, that is true. And it's like, it's just one of those things where people don't know what they don't know. And all you can do is, when you do know the information and you are moving on a higher frequency, all you can do is just be there and be supportive of individuals, because at the end of the day, it's not their fault.
Man,
it's not their fault. It's a mixture of things, society, conditioning, and at the end of the day, you really just you just got to be ready for when they're ready to start putting in the work, because at the end of the day, everybody is going to have that mortgage moment where they're like, their back is against the wall and they're like, okay, I ain't got no other option but to make this work. And it's like, I think sometimes some people have to go through that before they even realize what they have their hands on. I mean, we was talking the other day, and I'm just like, man, bro, I wake up so grateful, just every single day.
Grateful.
Where, I mean, I almost being just like, I could literally just start crying, like, of the amount of gratitude that I have for me being introduced to this skill, the individuals who introduced me to this skill, like life-changing information. And it's like, just being in that gratitude every single day, I mean, it's a blessing. And it's like, some people really take for granted what is really in their hands. But it's like, it's like, man, I'm just grateful. I'm just so grateful.
I'm so grateful for the mindset. Like, I can apply this to anything that I do in life. If I can literally do anything I want. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I can do anything I want if I make the choice to. And now that I've broken through those barriers and I understand that no matter what you do, there's going to be a process, I can embrace that process fully, knowing that I'm going to get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get growth. I'm going to get elevation. I'm going to get everything that I need out of it. And I'm open to those things. And I'm open to life now. I'm open to the things in my marriage. I'm open to learning new things about myself. I'm open to fixing toxic things in myself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like those are such important things. And like I said, the money that comes with it is just a byproduct now. I'm just grateful for that ability. That's like a superpower. You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I feel like you were saying, only the 1% can even tap into that. You know what I'm saying? And with Forex, it becomes a habit, because you have to tap into that. You have to tap into that peace of mind when it looks like your trade is about to turn the hell around, and you're just like, nah, chill. Just relax. Go lay down.
That comes with confidence, though. That comes with confidence.
Yes.
Like, last week I was in a trade, and John was like, are you going to get out of that? I'm like, no, like, I'm
chilling.
I'm like, I know where it's going. And I was like,
straight up.
I'm like, okay, 250 up. I'm like, cool. It around.
Yep.
I'm like, cool. We made it.
For real. We good. You said you want to go to dinner later. Let's go.
But it's like, it just comes with posture and it comes with confidence, because it's like, one, I know the markup I did. I know where it's going. I know where it's headed. Like,
exactly.
They may have tried to get out of line real quick, but I know where that thing going. So,
right.
Like, yeah, you just gotta have confidence with it. And I think that just even learning this skill, like you said, the money itself is just a byproduct, but everything that comes with it. I mean, we were talking the other day and you were like, just the amount of healing that you've been able to do with yourself.
Man, oh my goodness.
I mean,
the traumas, because you don't realize where a lack of confidence or fear, skepticism, where that all stems from. Our freedom, like you said, society puts a bar on your freedom from day one. You know what I'm saying? They tell you how you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to move, and we move in that vein all for most of our lives until you're introduced with something that's like, hey, why don't you try something that's a little bit out of the norm? And you don't realize that all those things that you've learned up until that point are going to be the reason you say no, because everything that opportunity is showing you goes against everything that you've learned. It goes against everything that has put you in your place. It goes against everything that has taken you away from who you're supposed to be and your freedom overall. You know what I'm saying? And you're introduced to that fear. You're introduced to that shit. And when I joined Forex for myself, and I, again, fully opened myself up to the process, I was able to heal myself from the way that I thought about my life, about myself, about how I saw myself in this world. You know what I'm saying? And now
that's deep. And that's why we say it's bigger than just, it's so much more than so much bigger. Okay, these charts, these lines. Okay, cool. Like, you over here healing trauma, like,
girl. Healing the way that I like the way that I see myself, and I can give that to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I can give that to my marriage. That's what brings me to tears, because I'm just like, I can stop generational curses. Woo. Like I can do that. Yeah. I can do that, and I can go through that process, and that's what I honestly feel like. That's why Forex is such a godsend to me, because when you even realize what those generational curses are in your family, when you can see that stuff, and now you're just like, what do I do about this? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it comes down to, again, just mindset and applying. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned so much just using Forex, and I can apply that to my family. Yeah. I can apply that same mindset that when I see a trade turning around and it going against me, and I can just sit back, you know what, I'm chilling. I can apply that same concept to my family. Shit's going bad, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna sit back and chill. And I'm gonna let it do its thing. Because I know that I've marked up my charts, right? I know that I put forth the same energy and love that I need to in my family, and it's gonna go how it needs to go. I'm not tripping. I'm gonna sit back and chill. And I can do that with so many other things in life. You know what I'm saying? I can chill. I can chill.
I think the hardest thing is really the unlearning. I think the hardest thing, and where a lot of people struggle with, is, people ask me, is Forex hard? Is Forex hard? No, it's not hard. It's just new. What is hard, though, is unlearning all the bad habits that you've been taught for the past 20 plus years, 30 plus years, 40 plus years, where you've just been consistently doing the same things over and over and over. And now you have me, I might be younger than you, telling you like this different way to live. And it's like, you just like cringe, and it's like, it's like scary. It's
right,
abnormal, but it's like, if you go through the process, then it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I really love J.O.'s mixtape, The Process, because if you listen to that, it's really the process. I'm like, yo,
it really is. It really is. My favorite part of the mixtape is the car ride process, when he was like, I'm driving through the rain. And he said my dad was just like, or whoever he was in the car with was just like, just keep driving. You see all these other people that turned around and was just like, yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that. And you got through the other side of that storm, and you can look back on it like, damn, like I really needed that. Like, for one, my car is clean now. Hey, and for two, like I'm much stronger. I'm much better, and I got through it, and I didn't turn back. Like. And I'm so proud of myself. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for my own resiliency and not turning back. I didn't turn around. You know what I'm saying?
That is beautiful.
Like, what?
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad that, this conversation was way overdue. I mean, every time I talk to you, I'm like, Natalie, why can't we just not record this whole conversation? Like, it just be so many gems, and it'd be so
For real.
Really just be in the moment, just like,
for real.
Man, it just be so crazy. But man, I knew I had to bring you on here because one, I'm super proud of you you are an official entrepreneur. Like, you doing the damn thing.
Yes.
But like, I really wanted.
That's crazy.
Yes. I really wanted somebody to hear it from somebody that may be just like them, that may be at that exact moment just like them. Because I'm not gonna lie, I've been all in from the beginning. I was never really the skeptic person. Like, I kind of saw the vision from day one, and so not everybody like that though. And so I wanted somebody to come in who was like completely against it, and who's really able to change their life. And so I'm super excited to see where you're gonna be 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 2021. Like, it's crazy. And it makes me just so happy. And the fact that like we're friends too, it's just like, it's super dope to be able to witness it. And so I definitely want to thank you for being on my podcast, Women Crush Day. I'm super excited. And so, yeah, any last words? Is there anybody that, somebody watching this, is there anybody that you're personally trying to network with, connect with? Let the people know.
Well, as for last words, I just want to say, just do it. Whether or not you're scared, whether or not you're skeptical, no matter what it is you're doing, if you're going to start your Forex trading journey, if you're going to start a new career, a business, whatever it is that you're doing, just do it. Just do it with whatever you have, whatever money you have, whatever time you have, just do it and let the process start. Like,
that's good.
Let the process start and let yourself grow through it. Open yourself up to things that are uncomfortable. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? And you'll find what you need along the way. That's just the way it works. You will find what you need along the way. And that's period. I don't know how else to put that. It's so scary because you don't have all the tools from the beginning, but you will have them. You will have them, but you have to go through the process to get them.
Yes.
And that's just long and the short of it. You know what I'm saying? And for anybody else I work with in the future, understand my mind frame. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm coming with. And this is what it's going to be from day one. Yeah. I'm not failing at anything that I do. And that's just what it is.
Yes.
I'm not failing at anything that I do.
I'm not failing at anything that I do.
Right. So if you want to ride this ride, understand we're going to go through whatever it is we got to go through to get where we want to be, period.
And that's that on that. I think that is a great way to end. So again, Dad, I definitely appreciate you for hopping on, and I will see you later.
Yes.
Bye, girl.
Bye, girl.